Hi, I'm Oscar Pelazon from the Business Success Centre, and welcome to Module 8 of the Business Accelerator program, Personal Effectiveness. Today, we're joined by Tara Connell from Connell Growth. You've all met Tara and mostly know her in the context of looking after our hospitality needs and providing input into our sessions. Tara is a learning and development specialist who has worked with a diverse range of clients in Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, Taiwan, and the Middle East. She has a particular expertise in the areas of interpersonal communication and team development and has a special interest in how the brain works. She was recently selected to take part in a neuroscience coaching pilot study based in the US and awarded a certificate of expertise acknowledging her practical skills. Tara is also an accredited yoga and meditation teacher. Tara works one-on-one with coaching clients and provides group development sessions with clients both here and New Zealand. Today, Tara is going to shine a light on what personal effectiveness is all about. In the upcoming workshop, she will be teaching us some very useful skills, techniques, and concepts. Tara, over to you.
Thanks for that warm welcome, Oscar. I'm delighted to be able to play a role in the Business Accelerator program and share some ideas and insights as to how you can increase your personal effectiveness and the impact that can have on your business. Let's get this show on the road. Here are the 4 things I'll be sharing with you on the video. These 4 will provide a base upon which we can build when we get to the workshop. Today is all about providing you with something to think about. You're likely to have a number of questions that may arise between now and when we meet again as a consequence of this mini intro, and that's a good thing. Please note down whatever comes to top of mind, and we'll address all of those as part of the workshop. Now let's have a look at why Steve and Oscar have asked me to run this module. Why is this considered as one of the foundation sessions needed in the business-focused program? The answer lies in this quote from one of the most successful and entrepreneurial business professionals, Jeff Weiner. What most employers want, Weiner says, are written communication, oral communication, team building, and leadership skills. Jeff Weiner said this in a time when everyone was scrambling to increase their coding skills because AI was on the march and interpersonal skills were considered to be redundant. This was October 2018. Fast forward to August 2025, and according to new research, as reported in the latest Harvard Business Review, soft skills matter more than ever. Soft skills, how we communicate and get along, start with knowing who we are and how we show up. People who understand themselves and their abilities deal better with unexpected situations, lead more fulfilling lives, and have more faith and confidence in themselves, which is an essential part of success and satisfaction. They have developed the soft skill of personal effectiveness. And what is personal effectiveness? Personal effectiveness is all about knowing yourself, understanding what drives your behavior, and learning how to develop behavioral adaptability so you can respond usefully regardless of the circumstance or situation. At Connell Growth, formerly Mindful Nation, we're in the middle of some rebranding, we define personal effectiveness as the ability to act, behave usefully and skillfully in any work or life situation, without unnecessary stress and drama to yourself or anyone else. In other words, we call that being the best possible you. Personal effectiveness, often linked to positive well-being, is an important part of leading a successful and fulfilling life. And having seen the impact on people who've not been given the tools needed to develop their personal effectiveness, or have not understood the impact both personally and commercially when people simply don't know how to adapt their behaviour, at Connell Growth, we believe personal effectiveness is not only an important part of leading a successful and fulfilling life, it's a vital component. In a professional and commercial sense, it's a vital skill that means you'll be more confident, more productive, and more resilient, better able to make progress and achieve your goals no matter what your role is. It also helps to reduce stress and avoid unnecessary conflict. And you can learn how to become personally effective. It's simply the process of making changes in some of the habits of thinking, feeling, and behaving that might be keeping you stuck and maybe feeling frustrated, maybe feeling stressed, maybe feeling powerless, overwhelmed, irritable, unable to plan ahead, constantly distracted, struggling to manage workload or deal with that difficult person, continually chewing over what you said or didn't say, or what they said or didn't say to you. And you know the old saying, if you keep on doing what you've always done, you'll keep on getting what you've always got. Your current patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving have become automatic because you've likely been operating that way for quite some time. In other words, they've become habits. And habits usually have a trigger of some kind. The trigger could be tone of voice. It could be a lack of response to something you say. It could be apparent anger, certain words, a particular look, sighing, or head shaking. You think that that's anger. There are many things that can act as a trigger for you. To change the habits that have become automatic, you have to actively and consistently engage in the process of training and disciplining your mind. That's how you become more personally effective. And what does that effort and investment of your time and energy get you? Well, it gets you a number of potential benefits. More self-aware and more confident. Less reactive and more responsive. More focused and less distracted. You can make better decisions. You're better able to deal with stressful situations. And you can bounce back from setbacks stronger than you were. Discover how agile and adaptable you really are. And you discover your superpowers, in other words, your brain's capacity to change regardless of circumstance. And you'll be better resourced internally to achieve all that's important to you. All of these qualities and capabilities are on offer for you when you choose to increase and develop your level of personal effectiveness. Personal effectiveness is an important quality to have if you want to work effectively with others, foster positive relationships, and achieve commercial and/or professional success. So, how do we become personally effective? The 4 keys to personal effectiveness. Number 1, self-awareness. Your ability to stay aware of your thoughts, feelings, sensations, and impulse to act without judging yourself. Self-management, your ability to manage your behavior and tendencies and choose the most useful response in the situation you find yourself in. Social awareness. This is all about your ability to notice and accurately pick up on what's going on for other people. In other words, their behaviors, their emotions, the moods they might be in, and understand what's really going on without judgment or reaction. And the 4th key, relationship management. Your ability to use awareness of your own thoughts and emotions together with the other's emotions and what might be driving their behaviors to manage interactions successfully. And that combination of those 4 keys results in the best possible you. The thing is, though, if you keep on doing what you've always done, you'll keep on getting what you've always got. The 4 keys to personal effectiveness, these 4 abilities, develop as you learn and practice specific skills and techniques. These skills can be learnt. There is a process. And like building, we work from the ground up, step by step. It's simple but not easy. It really requires commitment and discipline and focus. And that focus and discipline requires perseverance and consistency. Over time, the 4 keys, these abilities, become new habits that allow you to change your experience, operate more effectively, and perhaps become one of those people who sail resiliently through life, managing the challenge of dealing with people in an ever more complex commercial environment. Developing your personal effectiveness is an ongoing process. And while the steps are simple and straightforward, there's mental discipline and effort required. Although soft implies fluffy, easy, comfortable, without strength, there's nothing easy or comfortable about doing what it takes to change long-standing patterns of thinking, feeling, and behavior. Good news though. Neuroscience tells us that regardless of the current quality of our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, or our age, the plasticity of the brain, in other words, its ability to change, adapt, and reorganize itself throughout life by forming new neural connections and strengthening or weakening existing ones, means that if we make the choice to change in some way, we have the built-in capacity to do that. And that built-in capacity of the brain to change and adapt in response to experiences provides us with the opportunity to shift habits that have been holding us back, develop new mindsets and learn new skills that could help move us forward, and has the potential to positively impact the quality of our life, both professionally and personally. To start the ball rolling and get yourself prepared for our upcoming workshop together a little later this month, here's some things to reflect on and ask yourself. Thinking about the vision you have for your business, take some time to contemplate the 10 benefits on slide number 8, personal effectiveness, what's it look like? Which of these would be useful for you overall? You can choose as many or as few as you like, and make a note of your reasons for your choice. And now choose the top 2 that would be critical to your chances of success in your business. How would these benefit you and or your business? Make a note of these responses. They're quite deep and thoughtful questions, and they might take you a little while to sift through those list of 10 benefits on slide number 8 and make your choices. Do make sure that you come with that information so we can actually build on that in the workshop. And now a reassuring thought to leave you with from an artist who struggled with mental instability and nevertheless produced an extraordinary body of work that profoundly influenced modern art. Great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together. And it's never too late or too early to start. Thanks for dialing in. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the workshop and diving into the art and skill of becoming more personally effective. Bye for now.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow us on our socials, and I look forward to seeing you at the workshop.